Toss and deferred, so Minnesota's offense will get the first crack at it. Cole Becker on to boot it away for the Buffs. Quentin Redding is the deep man, and that'll fly through the back of the end zone. As we welcome on Tanner Morgan in his 6th season and his 4th as the starter. Nobody at the quarterback spot has won more games at Minnesota. Offensive coordinator Kirk Ciarrocca has returned. He and Tanner Morgan put together a record-setting season 3 years ago. And they have the offense on full blast. And Mo Ibrahim, they are calling for Mo all day today.
Well, we're going to see a lot of Mo throughout this football game. He is the lead back, one of the best backs in college football. I think he wants to reestablish himself, Beth.
One play, one first down. As you referenced, they've dominated the time of possession at over 40 minutes a game. And to his tight end, Brevin Spanford, the redshirt senior out of St. Cloud, Minnesota. 2 plays, 2 double-digit pickups.
Yeah, you see how easy it is for Tanner Morgan. He sits in the pocket. We're going to talk about this offensive line a lot today, Beth.
The best completion percentage, the best efficiency in Minnesota history at that quarterback spot. The fake and then the toss for another first down to Chris Ottman-Bell. They're getting a lot of guys involved, and that's just what Kirk Ciarrocca wants to see. They've been about 70% run through their first couple of games, similar to what they were a year ago. Of course, they've been running the football a lot successfully and working the clock through their first couple of games. This is Trey Potts, bounces to the outside and gets inside the 25. Potts stays in on their first second down of the drive. And he'll run it. And he's stuffed around the 21-yard line. He'll try and run for it. Ibrahim spinning down inside the 15 for a first down.
A terrific job, this offensive line. Ariante Ursery, Rushmeyer. We talked John Michael Smits in the beginning of the program. They just caved down the left side, and it's easy for a back to get from 0 to 100. Knowing where the first down marker was, Ibrahim with the first down run.
Chuck Filiaga, Quinn Carroll, the transfers from Michigan and Notre Dame, now manning the right side of that line this year. They'll go with the tight end to the left. Ibrahim runs that way, met in the backfield and thrown down around the 10-yard line. Isaiah Lewis, who's probably their best guy in the back. They are down a starter in safety Trevor Woods for the first half today. Mo up the middle, dives down to the 5-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 3. They can still get a first down at the 2-yard line.
I kind of want to revisit one of our conversations we had with PJ Fleck yesterday about once you get inside that 20-yard line, it's about the 4-point play, meaning that they want to go for 7s here. They want to get 7 points on the scoreboard. They don't want to settle for 3. They want to punch this ball in, keep the 7. If they go for a field goal, he says we lose 4 points. So this is a big opportunity to get 4+ points in the red zone.
9th play of the drive. They are 1 for 1 on 3rd down. Ibrahim gets the call, and he's got 6. Touchdown, Minnesota, as they romp their way down the field for the score.
He doesn't need much. Mohamed Ibrahim already on the scoreboard.
Yet another rushing touchdown. They are now 12 of 14 scoring TDs in the red zone. We're also told Owen McCown, Josh's son, would be the 3rd guy in line today. Youngster they're pretty high on. And the boot is away, and the Colorado offense will take the field, and it appears to be J.T. Shrout, the 6'3", 220-pound junior from Santa Clarita, California, who started out his career at Tennessee. Unfortunately for J.T., he will be without perhaps his biggest weapon and his running mate in the backfield. Deion Smith will get the start today. Shrout under pressure, sacked, the ball pops out And Minnesota's defense has created the turnover. Terrell Smith knocked it out. And quickly, right back in the red zone for the Minnesota offense, 1st and 10. Morgan gives to Abraham right up the middle and denied the end zone by his own guy. I think Ottman Bell credited with a tackle there. And it is Mo Ibrahim who was back out there alongside Tanner Morgan. He scored from 5. Can he score again here from 1? 2 tight ends with Spanford and Nick Callerup. Ibrahim, legs churning, and he's in again. Touchdown, Golden Gophers. And the second one for Mo. They cash in the takeaway and are looking to make it 14-zip quickly. Yeah, he got injured in the opener. Then that guy sitting right next to him to the left there, Trey Potts, took over. Actually ran for 3 touchdowns in a win against Colorado. Then he got knocked out for the season. Bryce Williams took over. He had a 100-yard game against Nebraska, and then he got knocked out for the year. As all 3 guys return, it is now Brendan Lewis who will come on at quarterback.
By Stroud, he missed that blitzing corner. Now switching at quarterback.
The give is to Deion Smith. Lewis finds Daniel Arias. Nice spin away from the defense, and it's a 1st down for the Buffs out to the 38-yard line. Smith gets it out across the 40 to the 44-yard line. They do have some familiarity with the Colorado offense as Van Wells, the new guy on the offensive line this week, moved.
Offense, number 55, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Smith. Lewis, incomplete. There's a look at Carl Durrell, now in his 3rd season. Quentin Redding taken down at the 22-yard line. Morgan under center, Potts the lone setback. Good push and thrown down for a loss. Guy Thomas getting into the backfield, the senior from Miami, and a loss of 5. And a hot start here for Minnesota. Beth Mullins along with Kirk Morrison and Stormy Bonatoni. A long sustained scoring drive, and then they've also cashed in a turnover, but the Colorado defense showing up here in the 3rd possession with back-to-back negative plays. This one, Josh Chandler-Samito. Defensive coordinator Chris Wilson trying to get his guys fired up. He played at Oklahoma for Barry Switzer. He's been around the Big 12, the Big 10, the SEC, and Ibrahim dancing down the sideline, staying in bounds out to the 45, and a 1st down.
Calls the draw play. And all you have a running back in Mohamed Ibrahim, just makes one guy miss. That's what he does. Makes Jeremy Mack, the safety, miss, and he's off to the races. That's a huge pickup on 3rd and 21 by the Gophers.
He got 34. And now is averaging 10 yards per carry today. 8 rushes, 85 yards. I think they're going to take a look at the footwork down the sideline.
At the 45-yard line, plays under further review.
Spotted at the Minnesota 45. White shoes on the white line, staying off of it. Yeah, staying in bounds.
That's strength. That is strength.
After review, rolling on the field stands. 1st down.
And the call stands. Nice tightrope.
Referee Ron Snodgrass with the call. Trey Potts taken down by Mr. Williams, the redshirt freshman from Southern California.
You know, the one thing about these backs, whether it's Ibrahim, whether it's Potts, whether it's Williams, all three backs are very similar. They have a very similar size, stature. They go about 5'11", 6 foot, 205, 210. So they'll rotate. Doesn't matter who's out there. They run the same plays no matter who's in the backfield.
Ibrahim returns. Keeps here on the RPO. Slings it downfield and bumped out at the Colorado 45 is Dalen Wright. And he relishes the opportunity to throw the ball a little bit more if need be. So far there has been no need to be. On 2nd down and 6, they'll run it that way. And again, it's Guy Thomas getting a good push to get into the backfield. Got to hustle to beat the play clock, and he does. Ibrahim carries, gets a good block downfield, and dances his way to the 20 and a first down. 9 more for Mo, and he's hit the century mark, Kirk, in the first quarter. Morgan on the rollout, time to look downfield, and he's got his man at the 10-yard line. It's Chris Ottman-Bell, who has a catch now in 41 consecutive games. In this, his 47th career game in a Minnesota jersey, and there's a flag as well.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's on Quinn Carroll. Morgan popped up in the air, and is it held on to? Yes, it is. Interception, Isaiah Lewis. Spanford had it, bobbled it, and Isaiah took it away.
And you're trying to find that spark if you're Colorado. Isaiah Lewis right there, Johnny on the spot. Buffaloes look like they could be in action.
Colorado just got the takeaway on the fabulous interception from Isaiah Lewis. And they go back to JT Shrout, who returns at quarterback after he fumbled on the first play of the game.
We need a drive, fellas.
They tried for a quick snap there to get a little tempo going, and they
False
may have
start.
jumped.
Offense, number 55, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Second penalty on the new guy up front. That'll take care of the first quarter at a 14-0 lead. We start the second. Colorado football, 2nd and 9 from their own 14. And JT Shrout, his first pass attempt is a completion to Daniel Arias.
I'm looking for old reliable on the Colorado offense. Brady Russell, the tight end, number 38. He's in the slot.
Shrout throws to the edge, almost pulled in by Arias, couldn't hang on. Ashton Logan to punt from his own 5. Quentin Redding back around the 35-yard line, and that is a very poor punt. That hardly got 20 yards in the air, and it will roll down to about the 43-yard line. Ibrahim gets the call. We've played, what, 17 minutes? That Colorado defense has been out there for 14 of those. And they are getting worked again here by Ibrahim, who crashes into Isaiah Lewis. Another double-digit gain and a first down.
Yeah, Isaiah Lewis says, somebody help, please. I need help. I can't do this on my own. I said earlier he had to beat the guy, and that's just one-on-one. 23 versus 24, and right now 24 wearing the maroon jersey is winning that battle.
"13 carries, 114 yards. He'll get it again. Huge hole up the middle, and he's down to the 36 and a gain of 8. Trey Potts, the offset back here on 2nd and 3. Potts bounces to the outside to the 30-yard line. A run of 6 for a first down. Earlier in this first half, one of their starters up front. Boy, nobody is touching these running backs till they're 8 or 10 yards into their run. Potts again.
Give credit to the offensive line. Remember, Ursario, the play before, he got the hook on the outside. This time, he had the kick out. So when you got the kick out as the left tackle, it's easy for the running back to see that I'm going to go inside. I'm going inside the tackle here. And right now, you mentioned these Gophers are 4 or 5 yards off the field before anybody's touching them.
21 runs on 25 plays. They've already rushed for a $136. Potts. Legs continued to churn for a couple. Did he get the first down yardage? No, they're going to say he's down at the 20. Perfect so far on third downs today, 4 for 4. Morgan will keep, and he'll get it. First and 10. Another one of those encore guys. Mo Ibrahim, look at him go! And the push into the end zone for his 3rd touchdown of the first half. He got 15, and then his boys got him the last 3. 5-minute scoring drive. The time of possession, 17 minutes to 3 minutes.
Football in 60 is presented by Rocket Mortgage. For the playbook on home loans, Rocket can.
It has been a dominant performance. Look at the number of plays, the total yards, and the Colorado defense has been out there for 17 minutes.
Yeah, this isn't the UFC, but this is all ground and pound. This is the groundwork of the Minnesota Gophers with 17 minutes.
Let's check in with Stormy.
Well, yeah, and I can confirm, guys, this Colorado defense has been absolutely gassed. Everybody's sitting down trying to soak in these misters, the fog machines, drinking as much water as possible and sitting down. But as for Mo, we know that this is one of the guys that PJ Fleck says works harder than anyone. And when he comes off the field after a touchdown, after a big play, it is all work, head down, no showboating whatsoever from him.
Well, some good stuff around college football on this Saturday. Beautiful day here in Minneapolis. They have run just 10 plays in this first half. And the throw downfield incomplete. Good safety help coming over from Tyler Nubin. Trying to convert on third down. And Lewis will be stopped well short inside the 30. He got 5. Woeful punt his last time out. Sends this one downfield. It's short again. A flag flies as Redding makes the fair catch at the 35 after just a 34-yard punt.
During the kick, holding, receiving team number 0. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down, timeout.
Of course, they follow the lead of their adrenaline-filled head coach, PJ Fleck, all about the enthusiasm.
And keep an eye out for this guy running up and down the sideline. He sprints with the play.
The throw knocked up in the air, incomplete. Of course, 3 years ago, that 11-win campaign, the Big Ten Coach of the Year, they finished top 10 in the country. Almost picked off. On fourth down, offsides, and a mistimed run.
We went all CFL.
Offense, number 27. 5-yard penalty, fourth down.
Looking for some kind of spark. Maybe they'll get a break here. His kick's going to be short, and a good Colorado bounce back to midfield, and they will start on the Golden Gopher side of the field. Just a 23-yard punt. JT Shrout is back in there at quarterback, their best field position by far. And a 1-yard gain for Deion Smith, who's starting at tailback today. Alex Fontenot out, we're told, with an injury and has been unavailable all afternoon.
Yeah, I think with JT Shrout, you may have to start getting him on the run a little bit. I think standing in the pocket for him has been tough. Get him on the move a little bit. Get him some early throws. I'd said some layups. They haven't had those layup throws to get the offense going.
just 13 plays. They've only had it for 5 minutes. They have 1 first down to date. 24 total yards. Pressure coming up the middle. The pass behind the intended receiver. Pressure coming off the edge. They'll run it the other way with Deion Smith, and he's got the first down close to the 30-yard line. He'll pitch it back to Shrout. Trying to throw one over the top, incomplete. Intended for the tight end, Brady Russell, and Michael Dixon was there with him every step of the way. Shrout 1 for 4 yards through the air in this first half. Empty set here, looking to throw again. Blitz coming, and they get him. Sacked back at the 40-yard line. It's Danny Strigo out of Long Lake, Minnesota. And it's 3rd down with a loss of 9.
Well, I got to give Joe Rossi, the defensive coordinator, some credit here. This is the second blindside blitz that Shrout has not been able to see.
4 guys up front. The Gophers will drop 7. The throw underneath is incomplete, and it's 4th down. Punt is away. Reading will steer clear of it. And Colorado will be able to down it inside the 10. Buffs defense has gotten a little stingier, though, here in the second quarter. Well, they almost got to Mo again in the backfield. He breaks tackles and breaks free. Mo Ibrahim shoved out of bounds out across the 35 by Isaiah Lewis to save the long touchdown. And a 32-yard run.
This is an outstanding effort run by Mohamed Ibrahim. Just watch, he makes everybody miss.
173 yards rushing in the first half for Mo. Potts through his hands, incomplete. Tanner Morgan now 3 for 7, 43 yards. Another big hole and a good run out across the 45 for Trey Potts. Averaging 7 yards per play in this first half, and they're knocking on the 200-yard rushing door. And it looks like they may get it. Let's see, it looks like the spot is a little short. Timeout Minnesota here. They're going to measure. And the Gophers will have the first down here. Daniel Jackson is also out on the field. Didn't play in the first couple of games with an injury. He's been out there a little bit in this first half for Minnesota. Lamecki Brockington is also out there at wideout. They'll throw the receiver screen here for Jackson. Down inside the 45. Ibrahim with the patience, waited for the opening, and he's got another first down inside the 40. Morgan, here he'll try and take the top off. Down the far sideline, touchdown! Chris Ottman-Bell, 39 yards.
And a nice throw from Tanner Morgan. We were waiting for that throw. He finally delivered.
2 members of the Encore 4 hooking up. Morgan to Ottman-Bell, the 6th-year guys. Buffs will have it just across the 20-yard line. Brendan Lewis back in at quarterback, hit as he throws, incomplete. 2nd down and 10. More heat on the QB. Lewis able to squirt free after Joyner got a hand on him. And then he'll run out of bounds after a short gain. Lewis chased, ball squirts out and then out of bounds. Thomas Rush and Danny Strigo bringing the pressure, and it's 4th down after a loss of 9.
With 2 timeouts, that is a wasted drive by Colorado. That is a poor drive by Colorado. Nothing has gone your way in the first half, and you have an opportunity to run the football a couple times, force Minnesota to call their timeouts. And I think they roll the clock, so they use one of their timeouts. Minnesota does. That's just a wasted drive there by Colorado.
Logan gets it away. Redding drifting to his left at his own 40. And gets it back out to the 48. A 46-yard kick. Logan coming through there, and a return of 8. All right, 1st and 10. Actually, the ball spotted back at the 47-yard line. Morgan caught at midfield by Ottman-Bell. Kalen Moore had the coverage, a gain of 4, and they'll hustle here. Morgan incomplete. Had Ottman-Bell across the middle, and he immediately goes down and grabs his knee. And to help Chris to his feet here. That's caught by the tight end. Brevin Spann forward for a 1st down. Morgan checks to the sideline. Play clock down to 2 seconds. All day to throw it downfield, and it's caught again by Spann Ford. I think the forward progress will get him the 1st down. Handing it off is always a good one. Trey Potts spins down to the 16 and a 1st down. Morgan looks to the corner, up for grabs. Caught, did he stay in? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Dalen Wright, 16 yards. Looks like he did keep that foot in. 2nd touchdown pass for Tanner Morgan. One final play should wrap up the 1st half. Charlie Offerdahl with a nice run. And a reminder, no Alex Fontenot today, their best guy, out with an injury. And a nice throw outside to Lamonius Craig for a 1st down. Picked up 10 there. Stacks met and swarmed in the backfield. Trill Carter led the way. But a lot has changed since, especially for the Buffs. Deion Smith and Sori Marin got to him. There's been a lot of turnover both on the roster as well as on the sideline with this coaching staff at Colorado.
Yeah, that's the difficult part. for Colorado because you
Holding.
lose.
Offense, number 76, 10-yard penalty, second down.
Colorado trying to find a guy to be their leader at the quarterback spot.
Run to the outside for Smith. A lot of people talk about that with the Michigan Wolverines, but Michigan, would they run out today? Like 8 different quarterbacks?
Yeah, if you dressed as a quarterback, you were going to play today. Yep. That's just Jim Harbaugh for you. You dress, you play.
The defending Big Ten champs in the playoff a year ago. Ooh, that was nearly picked. Michael Dixon's going to be thinking about that one all night. From the Gopher 40. Just 3 guys coming. Trout with some time. Fires it downfield, and Sorry Marin got a hand on it, and the Gophers will take over on downs.
Timeout on the field.
And Mo Ibrahim is back in there, so it looks like a lot of the starters still this first possession of the third quarter. Absent wide receiver Chris Ottman-Bell and left guard Axel Rushmeyer, who both left the game with apparent injuries in the first half. Well, it's all about staying healthy here as well for Minnesota, with the Big Ten schedule set to start next week. Ibrahim.
This will be on the ground for sure.
Mo will get the call, he'll get the first down. Such a terrific story in college football, coming back from the Achilles injury last year. And that may have been his last touch of the day.
Football in 60 is presented by Rocket Mortgage. For the playbook on home loans, Rocket can.
202 yards for Mo. His 4th career game over 200 yards rushing, and he will give way to Trey Potts and Bryce Williams, maybe some Preston Jellin in the second half.
Yeah, they'll go deep in this running back room. So you say, okay, no more Muhammad. Okay, we don't have that anymore. But here comes Trey Potts. And then here comes Bryce Williams. They have an outstanding group. But remember, it's about the offensive line. As long as you got those 5 guys up there working in unison, it doesn't matter who the Gophers put in that backfield.
Tremendous depth. 3 guys that average 6 yards per carry coming into the day. 247 yards on the ground this afternoon. Potts picks up a couple more. The lunge forward, it'll depend on the spot here. Mr. Williams, the redshirt freshman out of Westlake Village, California, with the tackle. So 3rd down here. Morgan right behind John Michael Schmitz, and again the encore 4 guys in unison for a first down.
You mentioned that encore 4. And you know when you're rowing a canoe, everybody has to be in unison, right? Mm-hmm. You have to have everybody going in the same motion. That's what this offensive line, they really embody that, because they are all rolling in the same direction. Short yardage, first down, second down, that offensive line gets off in unison, and it doesn't matter. They're getting 4 or 5 yards a clip easily. Having a great day so far up front.
Morgan keeps it, throws it, and it's completed to Daniel Jackson, and another terrific second effort all the way down to the 6-yard line.
He actually landed on top of number 6, Nico Reed, and had the awareness to get right up. Watch, he catch the football, he gets turned around, but he lands on top of number 6, Nico Reed.
They'll bring in the linebacker, Derek LeCaptain, to play fullback here. In front of Potts. Potts heads in his direction and gets to the 5, and that's it. Oh, they go 2 tight ends as well. It's as big as you can get. Well done again by the Buffalo defense. Jamar Montgomery with the push. The captain leaves. The 6th offensive lineman leaves. They need some receivers here on 3rd down. Morgan, back corner of the end zone, and it is caught for the touchdown. Clay Geary hauls it in. First catch of the day for Geary out of Lakeville, Minnesota, and his first touchdown of the season. Extra point is good. Another long sustained drive results in points. Tanner Morgan's mom, by the way, a teacher as well.
Yeah, I went to back to school night a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You know, I'm all in. School of the year is here.
1st and 10 for Colorado. Let's see, back to Brendan Lewis at quarterback. They've ping-ponged back and forth, Lewis and Shrout. And Tanner's mom is here watching the game today. Thank you, Stormy, and thank you to Pat for her years of teaching. I don't think Tanner's going to be headed back out there on this possession. There were a couple of quarterbacks warming up.
As he makes way for Kramer. Outstanding job by him today as he gives way to the backup, Cole Kramer.
Bryce Williams also in there at tailback. Bryce able to get out to the 39-yard line. Another good run behind Quinn Carroll.
Nothing's changed, right? You get in a new quarterback, new running back, couple new receivers, but the offensive line stays the same and the result stays the same. First down run, a pickup of 5 or more.
Second down and 3. First down for Williams, and through the first 45 minutes of this game, Kirk, the defense for Colorado will be on the field for 30 of those minutes.
Wow.
With one more quarter still to go.
Oh, wow.
Bryce Williams dancing his way through defenders and down to the 30-yard line. That's the third stringer, gang. And he's popping off plays like that for 16.
By Bryce Williams, going old school, showing the cuts and the moves. This is the third tailback, by the way.
Yeah. Back in the 30s and 40s, this was one of the dominant programs in all of college football. And the throw from Cole Kramer to Lemecki Brockington. Close to a first down.
Oh, nice catch by Brockington in traffic. Went up there, grabbed it, brought it down.
Another big name was in the house today, by the way. Congratulations and a hello to Lindsay Whalen.
Yeah.
Honored here this afternoon after she went into the Naismith Hall of Fame recently. Star hoops player and back here coaching now at her alma mater. World champion in the WNBA. Huge hole up the middle and a nice cut from Bryce Williams. And another rushing touchdown for Minnesota. 22 yards for number 21.
Isaiah Lewis has had some better days, but today that was a missed tackle for a touchdown.
5 plays, 67 yards.
Oh!
Good run up the middle and out across the 35 for a first down. They have not made it into the Minnesota red zone this afternoon.
New rules we know this
Yeah, they
week.
made some changes.
Made some changes to the portal.
So the portal is closed a lot more.
Closed to the season's over with.
Season's over, and then after spring practices are over, Charlie Offerdahl with the run out close to midfield. Looks like that'll move the chains again.
The last 2 seasons have not looked like that at all.
Carl Durrell was the Pac-12 Coach of the Year in that shortened season. Well, yeah, they'll open up Pac-12 play next week with the Bruins. course, all the uncertainty, too, around what the future will look like for the Pac-12, for the Big 12. Will some of those teams get together in this most recent era of realignment, with UCLA and USC both headed to the Big Ten, where they may see a little bit of Minneapolis in the coming seasons?
They got to get some things fixed fast and in a hurry.
Good change of direction here. Deion Smith got the first down as they approach that red zone. A gain of 13. 1st and 10 for Colorado, trying to get into the red zone for the very first time today. Deion Smith with the carry.
PJ Fleck, he gets it. He understands the mind of these young players, keeps their focus. It doesn't matter who's in the game. They play hard.
Deion Smith inside the 10 and down close to the 5 before he got knocked out. And it's 1st and goal, Colorado. Smith and Jaylee Stacks in there together. Trout will now duck in under center. Play action, the rollout, stumbling as he gets the pass away, and reaching for the pylon is Austin Smith. Touchdown, Buffs. Nice one-handed snag. 10 plays, 75 yards. Questions that will linger for Minnesota: the extent of the apparent injuries to 2 of their starters, wide receiver Chris Ottman-Bell and offensive lineman Axel Rushmeyer. Got a quarterback change, the 3rd one of the day for Minnesota. Ethan Kaliakmanis, the redshirt freshman out of Antioch, Illinois. And Preston Jellin is the offset back, redshirt senior from Minnesota. Kaliakmanis on the move, gets out across the 30.
Defense under Joe Rossi, the knockers. We didn't talk about the knockers on defense. Guys that knock at the front door and come kick your door in. That's how they play defense all day today.
Preston Jellin with the call. Quinn Perry, who was out for a while today, back in there to make the tackle. So the Kaliakmanis brothers are in now. Dino is in at wide receiver. Can we get a play-by-play challenge call of Kaliakmanis to Kaliakmanis? Yeah. And a 1st and 10. Looking out to the edge. And incomplete, intended for Dino. Quinn Perry had the coverage. Kaliakmanis on the boot, and the slide, and a late hit. And flags coming from all directions. That's Trevor Woods, who had the targeting call and the ejection last week.
He's like, I can't catch a break.
Personal foul, late hit with targeting. Defense.
Oh my goodness.
Number 43. It'll be a 15-yard penalty. The targeting ruling will be under further review.
I did not contact the head in that area, so no targeting, but the personal foul penalty still upheld.
So Woods can stay in the game. Jellin on the cutback, stuffed by Guy Thomas.
You mentioned it play before. Woods was ejected last week, so he had to sit out the first half today. So he gets into the game in the second half, and he's like, not again.
Yeah. Handoff here. Is that Jordan Newman now in at running back? Down to the 35. Going to be 3rd down coming up. Led by Mo Ibrahim with 202 and 3 scores. Tanner Morgan has also thrown 3 touchdown passes. They have scored on 7 of their 9 possessions. This is their 10th of the day.
It's outstanding staff put together here by PJ Fleck.
First big test to come next week against Michigan State. And if they can get through that, look out, because they have a very favorable schedule that does not include Michigan or Ohio State.
Obviously, next week, they're going on the road, East Lansing to Michigan State. But then after that, I think they'll be favored all the way to that Iowa and that Wisconsin game at the end of the season.
Well, everybody else has lost, right, in
correct,
the West?
Yes. Yeah. They're the only undefeated team in the West in the Big Ten.
You got to go back to 1967, the last time they were a Big Ten champion. They have not yet played in a Big Ten championship game.
Josh McCown, my former teammate in the NFL, now his son, who's used to come to practice, is out there playing.
He gets hauled down by Lorenza Surgers.
Look at that.
Oh, remember not too long ago was a young Coy Detmer at Colorado that picked up a win against Minnesota. In one of the bigger comebacks in Buffs history. I don't see that happening in the next 2.5, but certainly some excitement around Owen McCown perhaps moving forward.
Well, he'll learn really quickly. This isn't high school, Owen McCown. You get out of bounds. You stay on the field, you get big hits. That last one was a hit that he probably should have avoided. But he's freshman, first opportunity to go out there and play.
On a 4th down and 2, Colorado calls the timeout. 33 seconds to go. I guess to give McCown an opportunity here.
Give me a snack break.
A learning opportunity. 4th down and 2. Owen McCown got it. Nice toss from the youngster. Always looking for little things to build on, to use for down the road. McCown. Oh, almost picked through the hands of Offerdahl. And for the Golden Gophers of Minnesota, a 3rd straight impressive win in the non-conference. This for the first time against a Power 5 opponent. Pass incomplete. And now they will take this vaunted run game and the experience of quarterback Tanner Morgan and bring it to the Big Ten for the first time this year and see what they got. 3rd down. McCown again extending the play, looking downfield, and it's dropped. Trout deep down the middle. Pass is caught around the 5-yard line as time expires. 49-7, your final score. The Golden Gophers take care of business against the Buffs.
All right, thanks everybody for being here. Thanks for covering us. I'm going to start with an opening statement on Crab. Don't have any extra details just yet. Once I do, you'll know. Our thoughts and prayers are with them. I'm sending positive thoughts. It's unfortunate, kind of reaches back for a ball, takes kind of a funky step, and hurts himself. So I know we got some amazing doctors, amazing medical care, and I'll let you know as soon as we know what's going on with him. He's a big member of this football team. I mean, I wouldn't, I'd be lying to you if I say he wasn't. He's one of the most integral parts of what we do and how we do it on and off the field. One of the best people. But no matter what, I mean, we're trained to row the boat. He's trained to row the boat. I've known him for 8 years. And no matter what, he'll put his oar back in the water. Whether we get him back or don't, we'll find out. But I do know this. We completed 12 passes and 6 other people caught balls, 6 different receivers. And I think we're deeper than we've ever been when you look at, athletes and playmakers. We might not just have that 1 or 2 maybe in past years, but when you look collectively at how we're running our offense, there's a lot of people involved. And this is college football. This is hard. This is the hardest part. It's hard to see somebody, a teammate, laying on the ground like that. He means so much to us, means so much to my family. His family means much to tons to this program, my own family. And I know this, whatever it is, he'll handle it the right way. He'll row through it, and we'll be a better team for it somehow, some way. And he'll make us better.